Ahoy Captains! Welcome back to another Skull and Bones video. Today we'll be upgrading this Padewakang to level 15 and building my HELLDIVER Shipbuild. Alright, let's get into it. Here are all the materials you're going to need to upgrade the Padewakang to level 15. You're also going to need 15,000 pieces of 8 and 50,000 in silver. Alright, along with the Shell Shock perk, this Detonate perk is what makes this build run the best.
Steven the carpenter coming over here?
So we'll be going into that a little bit later. But this upgrade will give us increased hull health, increased brace strength, and increased brace strength recovery, along with resistances. On to our ship build. Let's talk about the ship. Alright, a floating siege engine, obliterating structures, and striking harder when anchored. Okay, these perks are what makes this build best. Alright, Detonate. Explosive hits have a 70% chance of triggering an explosion which deals 1,000 damage in a 125 meter blast radius. If a target ship is ablaze, an additional explosion will trigger a 100% chance per explosion hit. Increases damage to structures by 50% and weapon damage radius by 12%. Siege at half sails or anchored increases weapon damage by 35% and decreases reload time by 15% for explosive weapons. On to the weapon loadout. Alright, for the front we have the Divine Wind, doing damage of 3,249. Our perk is Aftershock summons a lightning strike after 2 seconds at the location a shot lands, dealing 2,000 electric damage. For our rolls, we rolled Incendiary for blazing targets, increased damage to structures, and increased damage to structures by 37%. Our total damage is 2,306. Onto broadside weapons, we have the Divine Wind again. For our rolls, we rolled Incendiary, Amplified Burning, and Amplified Burning, for a total damage of 2,306. For the other side, we have the Dardanelles gun. Fires in unison, doing 5,940 damage. For our rolls, we rolled Combustion, Death Blow, and Amplified Explosive. And this gun does a total damage of 3,843. For the rear weapon, we have the Dardanelles again, doing 5,499 in damage. We rolled Incendiary, Blast Range, and Amplified Burning. For our auxiliary weapon, we have the Infernal Maw. Deploys the Sea Fire Mines buoy, which releases fiery mines filled with volatile sea fire, doing 4,616 damage. Incinerate. Deploy buoy erupts into a fire explosion when destroyed, dealing 300% damage and instantly causing targets to set ablaze. For our rolls, we rolled Incendiary, Brute, and Amplified Burning. Alright, the armor I like to use for this build is the Buccaneer's Oath. Boosts offense and defense after sinking a foe. Blood and Gold. Destroying a target confers the Blood and Gold status on your ship, which increases weapon damage and armor by 25% for 30 seconds. So just keep killing enemies, and every 30 seconds you're going to have that perk going. Alright, the furniture is where this build really gets going. Okay, the Breachlock Furnace increases secondary damage dealt by up to 30% the closer the target is, reduced by 3% per 50 meters to the target. Increases charge rate of the Shell Shock status effect on enemy ships by 7%, increases damage dealt by Shell Shock status effect on a target by 5%. Mark of the Wolf. Triggering a blaze on a target also increases Shell Shock charge rate by 100% for 10 seconds. Increases fire rate of explosive weapons by 20%. Increases damage to structures by 5%. Ramrod Workshop. Decreases reload time of broadside weapons by 15%. Increases secondary damage dealt by broadside weapons by 10%. Fusing Station. Decreases reload time of front and rear weapons by 12%. Increases secondary damage dealt by front and rear weapons by 15%. Machinist Table Mines. increases minefield buoy damage by 20%, increases area of operation radius of minefield buoys by 20%. Alright, last up we have the Bombard Menagerie. Increases bombard damage by 10%, increases damage to structures by 8%, increases repair amount from repair weapons by 5%. Alright, this ship is by far one of my favorite ships to play around in. It's great for taking on sea monsters, it's great for the forts, it's great for bosses, so it's just a really good all-around ship to have, just, all set up. So I hope you enjoy this build, hope you enjoy this video. These are the cosmetics that I used for the build. Please stick around and enjoy this gameplay. I hope you enjoy this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you out on the high seas. Thanks for watching.